So I think I'll just wait for somebody to come in and then I'll start. I think I'll just wait for people to join the live and then I will start. So recently I started a study abroad series where I will be bringing people from different countries to come and tell us how to get free scholarship in those countries. And I've done the one for Germany. I have two videos. If you've not seen that video, please go and watch it. I had an international student who is doing his PhD in Germany under free tuition, and also got a scholarship called grad scholarship, which pays him stipend every month. So we had a very nice discussion where he went into telling us different things we need to know for people that would like to apply to Germany. And that was a really nice video. And I also made the one of how to study in the US for free, where I also outline things that you need in order to get fully funded scholarship in the US. And for the upcoming videos, I'm going to have um, videos on how to get free scholarship in the UK and in Sweden. I am really excited about the Sweden video because Sweden is a country that a lot of people don't really like look into. Like when you talk about studying abroad, people always talk about going to the US or Canada or UK, and a couple just few talk about going to Germany, but a lot of people don't talk about going to places like Sweden. But they are really amazing scholarships for people that would like to study in Sweden. So I'll also be bringing that. Yeah, I have a video coming up on that. So stay tuned. If you don't have your notification turned on, I would encourage you to go turn on the notification, because one thing about information is that information is power. You wouldn't know about things that you are eligible for or things that you can actually benefit from if you don't have the right information. So some people miss out from stuff just because they don't have the right information on how to go about these things. So this series is really going to be bringing a lot of nice information about how to study in different countries, and I really hope it will help a lot of people. So if you've not watched the Germany video, you should go and watch it because it was really insightful and well detailed. We talked about a lot of stuff. And also the upcoming video is going to be pretty much the same or better, but a different country. And I know you guys are really going to benefit from it. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to come up here and talk about. If you Okay, someone has a question for me. Said, "Hello, please. How do one answer? How will this visa help you?" So, Daniel, thank you for joining my live. How will this visa help you? Is it for a student visa application? Please, let me know. This question, is it for student visa? Please let me know. Is it for student visa? So he's asking, please, how do one answer? How will this visa help you? So Daniel, please respond. Is this visa for someone who is applying for a student visa? So that will know how to respond. Okay, yes, okay. He said yes for F1 visa. Yes, sorry about the noise. I think I'll just keep quiet for a little. Sorry about the noise. I'm currently in the lab, so there's this background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Just give me just like this video if you can hear me before I answer the question. If you can hear me, please like this video. Give me a thumbs up so that I know you can hear me. So that I'll know that I'm not just talking to myself. Daniel, I'm going to answer your question. I'm just waiting for this All right, thank you. So I got a like, which means that you guys can hear me. Thank you very much. Like I said, I apologize for the noise. I'm currently in the lab. I'm running an experiment. That's why you're hearing this background sound. Excuse me. So if you're asked how will this visa help you? Since you're going for, so for those that just joined, we're talking about how to study abroad, and then someone just asked the question on how to answer how will this visa help you question. So for me, I think that if you're asked how will this visa help you, and since you're going to the reason why you want to go to the US or whichever country it is to go study, right? You can simply tell them that you applied to this school and that school, and you got admitted to study this and to study that. If it's full scholarship, you can even add that you got full funding. But if it's not full scholarship, if you're going to fund yourself, you might have to skip that part. Then you tell them that and the only way that you can go to pursue your goal of studying abroad to achieve your future goal is by getting the visa, because the visa is going to help you go abroad. And if that makes sense, I think I talked about this in that my video where you say that you need the visa because that is the only way you'll be able to travel to the US to further your studies. So I think the goal of this question is don't just give a line, give them reasons, like add details. So don't just tell them that you need this visa to travel to the US or to travel to the UK. Add more details by saying things that like you want to go further your studies in, let's say, computer science, and the only way you'll be able to go to do that is if you are given this visa. So with the help of this visa, you'll be able to travel to go study computer science in order to be able to achieve your future goal, or say something like another, in order to be able to come back and apply what you've studied. Just try to add more details. Don't just say you need this visa because it's what you're going to use to travel to the US. Just give them a reason, and always try to tie it to the reason why you're going to the US, and also always try to tie it to your home country, because most times what they are concerned about is to know if you have ties to your home country. Like I said in that my video, if you've not watched it, you can please go and watch it. The F1 student visa interview. So most times what you're looking for is to see if you have a tie to your home country. That is to see if you actually plan to come back to your home country after your study. So when you're answering that question, Daniel, make sure you try to talk about the fact that you got admission, the fact that you needed to go over in order to study and then come back and do what you want to do to fulfill your future goals. Just something around that. I don't know if that answered your question. I hope it did. So I was talking about how to study in different countries for free. It's about the series that I just started. I made a video on how to get full scholarship in the US, and then to start the series, I brought someone who is studying in Germany for free to tell us how to go about that. And in my upcoming videos, I'm going to be bringing people from the UK, from Sweden, and other countries. I already have a video recorded, but I've just been very busy. That's why I'm yet to edit and post the video. But it's gonna be coming up hopefully this coming Friday. This coming Friday or Saturday, the video should be up. It's going to be telling us how to study in another country for free, because I really want to use this series to provide as much information as I can to people, to give them the right information in order to achieve their goals, because I understand that there are a lot of people that have intentions, they have what it takes to further their studies and then do what they want to do with their lives, but because they lack the right information, they are being limited. I know for myself, I've always known that I wanted to study, further my studies. Oh, Daniel, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the question. So, for me, I've always known that I wanted to further my studies after my undergrad, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to go about it or what to do. I had no idea about GRE and all that stuff. So what I did was, when I finished undergrad, when I finished my undergrad, I was like, okay, now the next step, I just came back home after graduation. I'm like, okay, the next step is to start the process of applying abroad. And for this, I would like to advise people that if you have the intention to further your studies abroad, it's even better you start earlier, like when you're still in an undergrad. Don't wait until you graduate. For me, I don't know, I waited, but I would advise people to do it earlier. So after graduation, I was like, okay, the next step now is to start applying on how to study abroad. So what I did was, I had these two seniors in my department then that we were friends on Facebook, and I know they were studying abroad. So I started contacting both of them. Okay, I was like, this is my intention. Okay, sorry, I'm going to continue the story, but I have another question. It said, also, how can one also say this is the reason why I want to study in the US at undergrad level? Sorry for the interlude. Okay, that's completely fine. That's it's not a problem. Said also, how can one also say this is the reason why I want to study in the US at undergrad level? Okay, the reason why you want to study in the US, I'm assuming the question that asked you is why do you want to study in the US? Why don't you do um this course in your home country? Yeah, sometimes I can ask you that question. Let's say, excuse me, let's say you want to go study computer science. They can ask you something like, why don't you study this in your home country? I think for that question, you should try to say very nice things about the US. Can talk about how the schools in the US are equipped with state of the art equipment, how the professors are well known in that field. Or you can talk about as an undergrad, let's say you are, let me just be using computer science, that you want to go study computer science because you are really interested in some area. I don't know much about computer science. Then you can just tell them how, because of this is what you want to study, that the professors in the US are known around the world to be very good in that topic, in that field, or maybe the school you're applying to, that's no, sorry, the school you got admission in, that the school is known to be one of the best that offers this. So you think that going to the US to study that course will really make you be able to, will give you an edge and also help you to like stand out. I don't know if that makes sense. So the idea is try to save, try to give try to say nice things about this, about the country, and that is why you want to go there to study. If I hope that answered your question. I think I tend to blab a lot, but I hope that answered your question. Please let me know if it did. If you have more questions, please drop them in. And like I said, this is my very first live, and I really don't know much about this, but I think it's going pretty well. All right, back to my story. So I started contacting my senior colleagues that I know that were already studying in the US, and I told them about my intention. So what they did, they were, I mean, they're always busy. They're in grad school. Grad school can be really stressful. For instance, today is Easter Sunday, and I'm in the lab. Yay! Awesome. Life is great. Okay. So when I contacted them, luckily for me, they both passed through this as this what is it called now? I don't know what to call it, but they pass through this system in my country where they have advisors that guide people that want to study in the US. I think I might have to make a video to give more details about this, but it's called Education USA. Education USA. So if you are in whatever country you're watching me from, you can just search online. Let's say you are watching me from Ghana, you can type Education USA Ghana to see if you have them in your country. And if you do, I think you should go register with them. They are really, really helpful. That was what helped me to guide me through the application process. So after they advised me to go register with Education USA, I went to Education USA. I registered. That's when they had to like add me to their group chat and all of that. That's when I started knowing things about, oh, so I need to write GRE. Then I didn't even know what GRE was. Oh, I need to write TOEFL. I need to write statements of purpose. I need to do this. You see the video that I made about how to get full scholarship in the US, and I told you guys everything that you need to know. For me, when I wanted to apply, I didn't know all these things. Like I had no idea what I wanted, how to go about it. But I just knew that I wanted to go to the US to study. Like I've always known right from when I was in high school that after undergrad, that my next step is to further my studies in the US. But I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't even know where to start. But you guys are really lucky because I shared everything on my video. So go watch my video. If you've not, just like the video, comment, just yeah, just do something nice on the video. So I, when I joined the group, they now like started guiding me. I started knowing about things. That's when I started studying for GRE, studying for TOEFL, writing statements of purpose, and doing all of that. And then there are a lot of things involved, like when you want to apply abroad. It's not enough. Daniel, if you're still watching, please let me know if I answered your question correctly. So it's not enough for you to maybe have good grades, because some people think that once they have good grades in their undergrad or maybe in their masters or in their O level, that it automatically qualifies them to get scholarship. But that's not true, because I know a lot of people that had very good O level or maybe very good GPAs, and they were not able to get scholarship or even get admission, because there are a lot of things involved. The admission process is like, it does not only focus. Oh, Daniel said yes, you did. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I answered your question. So there are a lot of things involved when you're applying to study abroad. It's not just about your good grades, because I know people that don't have good grades and they still got full scholarship. So it's not only about your good grades. The application process is a whole package. Like if the application process asks for, if the eligibility criteria asks for your GPA, your statement of purpose, your CV, your what's it called now, your GRE or TOEFL, if they ask for all those things, they are going to look at all of these things in order to make their decision whether they want to give you the scholarship or not. So if you have a very, let's say for instance you have a very high GRE score, GRE is 340. Let's say you got 338 in your GRE, but then they look at your SOP and it's not captivating. It does not answer the prompts that they gave you. It does not make sense. It doesn't look like someone who is going to be able to stand the rigor of grad school. Trust me, you're going to be denied. I know when I was applying for admission, a guy got really high GRE score, like 328, and he didn't get admission to all the schools he applied to, because there are different things involved. They look at your admission, you look at your statement of purpose, they look at um your what's it called now, your CV, they look at your transcript, look at different things. So it's not only one area of your admission package that they will concentrate on. They look at all of the different stages before they'll be able to make their decision. And also, there are also some things I didn't talk about in that video. I think I should just use the opportunity to talk about it. When the admission office, when you're applying for admission, especially to the US now, you don't say because you have a very good GPA. Let's say you made a first class for those who use the first class system. Let's say because you made a first class, or maybe Daniel say, "What are you here for?" I don't understand. What do you mean here for? Where? Please, I don't understand your question. What am I here for? Is it? Are you talking about what am I doing on YouTube, or what am I doing where I am right now? Please clarify. Okay, so I was saying that some people, because they had very good GPAs or maybe very good O level results, they'll feel like, oh, they are super awesome. Because of that, they apply to top schools, Ivy League schools. They apply to only Ivy League schools like Harvard, MIT, Stanford. Trust me, as you're applying, a lot of other people, thousands of students from all over the world are also applying for that position. So your good O level result or your high GPA is not the only thing that you're looking for. So the best advice is that when you're applying, don't only apply to Ivy League schools, also apply to what we refer to as safe schools. So you're applying to Ivy League schools. When I talk about Ivy League, I'm talking about top schools like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford, all those ones. So as you're applying to Stanford, also make sure you apply to lower schools. Also make sure you apply to lower schools. By lower school, I mean when you check the ranking of the school of the course you want to go for, they will tell you the top schools and the lower schools. So don't say because you have very high GRE or you have very high GPA, you now apply to only the top schools. That's not a good move because sometimes you might get rejected by all the schools. Excuse me. You might get rejected by all the schools. So the best thing you do is to apply to top schools, but also apply to safe schools. So safe schools are lower schools. So just in case you don't get into the top schools, you might get into the lower schools. So this actually like improve your chances of being admitted because let's say you just really want to go to MIT, let's say Stanford. Your goal is to go to Stanford. There's a huge possibility that you apply and Stanford will not give you admission, no matter how great your application package is. But if you apply to a lower school and you get admission for that school, and then you come over to the US, you can decide to now apply again to Stanford and you transfer. And then Stanford might even consider you because you already have a 1 year experience in the US, in the US system. So all these things are strategies. Okay, you have to use the right strategy. Don't just depend on your good GRE or your good GPA. Okay, I have another question. Daniel says, I meant, what would be your reply when a VO asks for what you are here for? What you are here for? You are here for visa interview. What else are you there for? Wait, this question you're asking me, where are you getting them from? Is it that were you rejected or something? Because I'm actually thinking of doing a video on how to handle F1 visa rejection. So okay, I think if you're asked what when if you're asked what are you here for? Oh, you can simply tell them you are here for your US F1 visa because you got admission into, let's say, University of Tennessee to go study to go do your undergraduate degree in computer science. So you're here for the visa interview. Just I think that's fine. So it's see one thing with the US visa interview is not, I won't say it's like that. Of course it's serious. I mean it's serious, but don't allow fear grip you when you're going for it. You need to be relaxed. Seriously, you need to be calm. You need to be really relaxed when you go for that interview. It's not, they just want to have a conversation with you. I know a friend that told me that when he went for his visa interview, the VO did not even ask him about his school. The VO did not ask him any question. All the video asked him was, when the video asked him which school he was going to, and he said, "What's the name of the university?" But it's a university in New York. And then the video just, it happened to be that the video went to that same university. What they did was just start talking about the city, the university. They were just gisting. After gisting, he approved the guy's visa. It even asked him, so you just need to be calm. They just want to, if you are calm and confident, they will know that you don't have any how is it called? Is it ulterior motive that you just want to go and study? So try to be calm. I have another question. It says, you talked about lower and higher schools. Do you mean private and public schools? No, no, no. I'm not referring to private and public schools. So when I say lower and higher schools, I'm talking about Ivy League schools. So, like, let's say you want to go study computer science, right? And then you go to Google and you type, oh, sorry guys, I'm actually working. Let me quickly check something. Okay, I'm good. So let's say so when I talk the question I'm about to answer, I said you talked about higher and lower schools. Do you mean private and public schools? No. I'm talking about, and I don't mean public and private schools. I'm talking about Ivy League schools and top ranking schools. So if you want to study computer science and then you go to Google and you type schools in the US that offer computer science, you're going to see a lot of schools. And then if you type ranking, yes, let's say ranking of schools in the US that offer computer science, you're going to see them. You see the one that is ranked number one, the one that is ranked number two, and then you see all the way down. So the top schools are those ones that are ranked at the top, while the lower schools are those ones down, 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 down. So you can see, for instance, you see Stanford. Stanford is ranked at, let's say, number two or number three or number one. I don't know what the ranking is right now. And then you see a school that is ranked like 101, 105. So now, because you know you have um, let's say you have good O level results or good GPA, or you have everything that it takes to go to Stanford, that does not mean you should go and apply to only Stanford. Apply to Stanford, but also apply to those ones down, not just because they are down. Also apply to those ones down that offer the thing that you want to do, the course that you want to study. Okay, so that just in case you don't get into Stanford, you're going to be able to get into those one, the down one, and if that is clear enough, because the admission process is really competitive. For instance, now in graduate schools, if you're going to do masters or PhD, let's use PhD for instance. Every year, the school gives like six, five, seven, eight admission for PhD. Just that number, five, six, seven, eight. And for them to pick this five, six, seven, eight, they're going to be picking it from thousands of applications all over the world. So it's very, very competitive. It does not mean that because you're qualified, you're going to get the admission. You might be qualified, there's still a high chance that you will not get the admission. So sorry once again if you're hearing the noise. I'm doing something. So after every 20 minutes, there's a valve change. So that's why you will hear this noise. It will stop in the next few minutes. Sorry about the background noise. Okay, I'm hoping you guys can still hear me, so I'll continue talking. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so for them to pick this five, six, seven, or eight people that they are going to give the admission and scholarship, they have to go through thousands of applications from people all over the world, from different countries. So you need to really be able to stand out for them to ignore others and pick you. That's why I tell people, like, when you are applying, take every part of your application seriously. Some people are so comfortable because they have high GPA or they have good O level result. They are so comfortable because of that. They're even prideful. Like, is it what like prideful? Is it proud? I don't know. They're even like full of themselves, like, oh, I know I'm going to get into Stanford. I know I'm going to get into Harvard. I mean, I got A's in my O level. That is not the criteria. There are a lot of people that not only have straight A's in their O level, they've invented things. I'm not even kidding. Let's say you want to go study computer science or let's say mechanical engineering, and you think because you have straight A's in your O level, that's a criteria that will get you in. It's a lie. There are people from all over the world that have straight A's. They have invented something. Some of them have been prodigies right from when they were babies. So, and those people are applying for the same course that you're applying. So, what makes you think they're going to take you and leave those people? So, you really have to stand out. That's why you have to take um, every part of the application seriously. You have to take every part of the application seriously. When it comes to writing your statement of purpose, don't just come by and write things. Oh, I'm amazing. I'm super smart. I got first class in my undergraduate. Oh, I did this. No, you have to take everything seriously. Write it in such a way that whoever is reading, I say written, whoever is reading it will read it and be like, oh, I think I want this student to be in the school. I think there's something about this guy or there's something about this girl. We should take her in. That's what you should be doing. Then when it comes to your CV, don't just it's not just CV. Let me just put in my education. Make sure you are writing a good and standard CV that if anybody that sees it, they'll be like, okay, this person is really coordinated and knows what he or she is doing. So you want to be able to stand out. Getting a high GRE or TOEFL or high GPA is good. Of course, it gives you an edge, but that's not the only thing they are looking at. You have to take every part of the application seriously. I don't know if there's anything else I should talk about on how to apply. Yeah. Okay, I think I should still talk about, let me talk about SOP, statement of purpose. Now, when writing statement of purpose to apply to school, I know when I wrote mine, it took me months to write my SOP. First of all, you're not just writing something that somebody will just read. You want to write something that immediately the person start reading it, they'll be like, okay, I want to continue reading this. Because SOP is going to be long, maybe like 1 page or 2 pages, depending on what the school is asking for. And it's not only your SOP they're going to be reading, they're going to be reading SOPs from different people. So imagine the person that's reading your SOP is tired that day that he or she decided to read your SOP, and it just there from the beginning, and he or she is already bored. There's tendency in their mind, subconsciously, they're already saying, nah, I'm not going to take this person. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. There's tendency that in their mind, they'll be like, I'm not going to take this person. But if they start reading your SOP, and immediately they feel like they start reading the essay and they are captivated, like, okay, this is really interesting, let me continue reading. You do that unconsciously, subconsciously or subconsciously, anyone, you're already putting something in their mind that be like, I think this student is worth considering. So when writing your SOP, you want to start with something with an opening paragraph that is captivating. So talking about my SOP, it took me tons of writing and rewriting and rewriting. I know when I wrote my SOP, it was Christmas period, and I went home to my family. I'll be I'll be eating Christmas rice, and I'm thinking of, okay, paragraph 3. I think I need to reconstruct that sentence. Okay, I'm doing something else. You are talking to me, but sorry in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that concluding paragraph, I need to twist this. I think I need to arrange it. And that's, you take your time, take your time. Don't be in a hurry when writing SOP. And after that, when you feel like you've written your SOP and to you think it's okay, that does not mean it's okay. The next thing you should do is to send it to people to read it for you. I was very busy yesterday, but I was still able to like help someone review her SOP. And before I read the SOP, she told me that she has written it before. This is the second time she's writing it. And then when I read the SOP, I had a lot of comments, like literally on all the paragraphs and sentence. I had comments that I gave her. So imagine she didn't give it to me to look at, and she just submitted it like that. I'm sure that would have, she won't have stand a chance. Like she won't stand a chance. So when you think your SOP is okay, you keep reading and reading and reading, and you think that to you it's okay. Hi, Prince Victor Akolo said hi. Hi, thank you for joining. So I'm talking about how to study abroad for free, which is a new series that I started. I've been saying some things, so maybe when I stop this live, you can go watch from the beginning. But for now, I'm talking about statement of purpose, how to write your SOP. So when you think your SOP is good enough, like to you, you've written it, you've read it over and over again, and you think it's good enough, the next thing to do is to send it to people. When I say people, not just one person, send it to more than one person to read it for you. You see that your SOP is going to come back with lots of corrections or comments that when you look at it, you now be saying, oh my god, why didn't I see this thing when I was writing? So you need to let others review your SOP for you. Please, if you are watching this video and I would like you to give this video a like, just give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. Just if you've not subscribed, just subscribe. If you have someone close around, just tell the person to come join. Let's talk. If you have questions, put in the comment section. I'll reply. I've been replying a couple of questions from Daniel. If you have any question, please put and I will quickly talk about it. So back to the SOP, give it to people to review it for you. And when they review your SOP and come back, and your SOP comes back with a lot of correction, don't feel bad. Don't feel like this person is not nice. Don't feel like this person is doing too much. No, accept as long as the correction is good. Accept it and review your SOP and edit it and work on it and try to improve it. Because even when you come to school, you're going to, it's like when you get into grad school and then you want to publish a paper. When you submit the paper, it's going to come back with corrections from the reviewers. And some of these corrections are not going to be nice. So you should be able to learn how to take criticism. Know that criticism is good because it's meant to improve you. So make sure you give your SOP to people to read and correct it for you. Then you can now correct it again. If possible, send it back to them. Like after implementing their corrections, send it back to them and then read again. You see that at the end of the day, you really like the end product. There's something my boss used to say, like when I write, I'll think that, oh, I've written well. Then when I send it it comes back with correction. I'll be like, oh my god, what was I thinking when I was writing? But one thing he said one day that really stuck with me was when I was writing. I was preparing for my exam that needed me to write 30 pages of a proposal. So we went back and forth, like I will correct. And the funny thing is that maybe there's one page that he corrected before and sent it to me, and I effected the correction and sent it back to him. He will still correct again. I'll be like, were you not the one that did this correction? Why are you still correcting again? Because as you read a particular thing over and over again, you can actually make it better. That's why for me, like when I write, sometimes I'll just be like, nah, I don't feel like writing because I know when I start writing, I'll not be getting the kind of ideas that I want, maybe because I'm tired or I'm stressed or there are things going on in my mind. So I'll just go and sleep. Like I'll leave it maybe the next day or I'll go and do something else. My mind will be refreshed. When you now come back and sit with that thing, you realize that you have a fresh perspective on how to write. So don't feel bad when your SOP comes back with correction, with lots of comments and correction. Just implement those corrections. So at the end of the day, like my boss would tell me, when you go back and compare the first SOP you wrote and the final one that have gone through that series of correction, you'll be like, wow, this has really come a long way. You even ask yourself, like, wow, what was I thinking when I was writing that first one? So yeah, that's how to to write a very good SOP. I think I've said enough about SOP. Is there anything else? Okay, let me talk about research. So some people want to apply to schools and they just want an easy process where they will just get a form, they will just fill it and submit, and they want to be given scholarship. Why? If it's you said I want to dash somebody money, would you just give it like that? You, Jesus Christ, are you doing charity work? You need to know that the person you are giving your scholarship to deserves it. The person you are giving scholarship to is worth it. So what you have to do is that, sorry, somebody is, sorry guys. Okay, I think I'll respond to this later. So what you have to do is that you have to take your time and do your research. Like, take your time and research for schools. Okay, you found a school that you would like to apply to. Take your time to go through the school website to know about their eligibility criteria. Okay, you've seen the eligibility criteria, okay, and now you want to study computer science. Go to the computer science website, look at what they are looking for, go through the professors in that school, look at the kind of research they are doing, look at the kind of courses they are teaching. Take your time and do research. So when you're applying, you'll be applying with confidence, and even when you're writing your SOP, it will help you. Let me give you guys one um trick that I used when I wrote my SOP for this my current school. So when before I started applying, of course I went through the school website and I checked different things, and I saw the school what is it called now? Is it slogan? Is it slogan or there's something it's called, I forgot. I think it's slogan. Yeah. So my school slogan is ever better. So that's what it's called, ever better. It's ever better. So when I was writing my SOP, after writing, at the end, the way I concluded my SOP, I was like, now I know that if I'm giving this admission with the state of art, blah blah blah, in this school, this and that, I know that I'll be Hey, how did I say? But there's a way I said it that I added ever better at the end. Like I said that I know it will help me to make the word ever better, something like that with quotation mark. So anybody reading the SOP be like, okay, she really did her research and she knows our slogan is ever better. I mean that could mean that she really likes this school and she really wants to be in this school. I don't know if you guys get the school. So I I showed them that I did my research. I can't remember exactly how I stated it, but something like, I know that if I go to this school or something that will help me to make the word ever better. And I put that ever better quotation mark to show them that I'm not just using the word ever better. I'm actually, no, no, I said something just like the school slogan, ever better, something like that. So you really have to do your research. Don't just apply. Give them a reason why they should take you in, because you might think you are special. There are a lot of special people in the world that are also applying for what you're applying. So you really need to make yourself stand out. You really need to write something in your SOP. Take your SOP really serious. I keep talking about SOP because it's like very important. Take it really seriously. Don't just write generic things. There are some mistakes that people make when writing SOP. They'll be saying things like, I am smart, I am this, I am goal oriented, I am motivated. Everybody's motivated. Everybody's goal oriented. You have to tell them a story that shows you are smart. You have to tell them a story that shows you are motivated. Because in grad school or in school in general, there are going to be a lot of times that things will not work out well for you. But if you are motivated, you will keep going. So they want to see things like that in your statement of purpose. Don't just tell them, I'm a motivated person, I am a smart person, I always confess in all my classes. No, no, no. Tell them something you've done in the past that shows that you are motivated. Tell them something you've done in the past that shows that you're a goal-oriented person. So if you're watching this video, you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, share this video, like this video, drop a comment. I see people online that want to see likes on this video, I want to see comments. All right, so let's continue. Tell them a story that shows you are goal oriented. So for instance, when they ask you what you would like to do after what is your goal after your studies, let's assume you want to do let's say you want to do PhD. So they ask you what is your goal. Don't just say after PhD I want to start a company. After PhD I want to become a professor. You have to show them that you actually have the capacity, the passion to become a professor. So for me, I remember, I wrote my SOP a very long time ago, but I'm still trying to remember some things. I know when I was writing, when it came to the part of leadership and all of that, I wrote something about how I have been taking tutorials when I was an undergraduate, and I used to take my juniors tutorials and even take my mates tutorials. That there was even a time that I, I I did tutorial a day to an exam for one of my classmates, and the guy was like, "Wow, Jane, look at how you just made this topic appear so easy. That he has been struggling with this thing, but me just explained this thing to him made it appear so easy for him, and he felt confident to go write the exam the next day." Now, me writing that story in my SOP, do you know what I did with the SOP? I've told them that not only can I teach, but I can actually teach in an effective way that the person would understand. So the secret of writing a good SOP is to tell your story. Tell your story not by saying I am this, I am that, but by telling a story that shows you are this, you are that. I keep telling people this thing. Don't just say I am a good teacher, I am a good leader, I am a this. Tell a story that shows you're a good leader, you're a good teacher. I don't know if this is making sense. If you know you're getting what I'm saying, please let me know in the comment section, like this video if you know you're understanding. Excuse me. I wanna be sure you guys understand what I'm saying. If you have questions, please put in the comment section and I'll address them. So I've been talking about SOP because it's a part that a lot of people flop. Let's say you already have a good result, you have a GPA, you've written your GRE. If your school asks for GRE, you have that. But then it comes to SOP. Some people don't take that part seriously. They just write anything, and some people lie. You don't need to lie. Those people reading it can sometimes even sense that you are lying. Just tell a story, sell yourself. That's how I was taught to write SOP. And also, there's this book. It's called Statement of Purpose by Donald Asher. Yeah, Statement of Purpose by Donald Asher. I think if you're writing an SOP, you should go look for that book. It has, if you need the book, comment. I will look for it and I'll email the soft copy to you. Go through this book. You see a lot of guidelines on how to write a good SOP. You see examples of SOP templates that will really help you. So take your time to really write your SOP well. So I talk about, for those that just joined, talking about how to study in different countries for free. And I talked about the video I made on how to study in the US and how to study in Germany for free. I talked about my upcoming videos. I have an exciting video about how to study in Sweden. Yes, you guys are going to be shocked. How to study in Sweden for free, how to study in the UK for free. Those videos are coming up, so make sure you turn on your notification button so that you will not miss this video. And the good thing about those videos that I'm going to be posting and the ones I've already posted is that someone you know needs this video. It might not be you, but it might be your sister, it might be your cousin, it might be your neighbor. There's definitely someone you know that would like to study abroad, not just study abroad for free. So make sure you share my videos to these people because you'll be helping them. They want to do these things, but they don't even know what to do. They really don't have the right information. But this series that I started, this How to Study Abroad for Free, is going to be providing them with the right information that they need. So make sure to share my videos with them. And then I talked about when you're applying the things you should do, the things you should pay attention to. So if you have questions for me, um, please drop them in the comment section. And also, happy Easter to everybody. Today is Easter Sunday, but I think I'm enjoying myself. That's why I am in the lab. I think, okay, let me just talk about a little bit about why I'm here instead of being at home eating Easter rice. So, before everyone would think that I don't have a life, I do have a life. So, what happened is that I do experimental research, right? So we share equipment, and because of that, we have to book the equipment. So the equipment I'm currently using, let me show you. This one right here. The equipment I'm currently using, somebody else have already booked it for this week, and I really need to use it. So the only day that I can use it is today. If I don't use it today, that means I have to wait till next week before I can use it. So I told myself, Jen, why don't you just sacrifice today, come and do this work? So that's why I'm here. It's not like I don't have a life. So back to studying abroad for free. I was talking about how people lack information, so please make sure to share my videos with them. And now let me talk about letter of recommendation. Yeah, I think that's a part of applying to schools to study abroad for free that I've not talked about. Now, letter of recommendation is really important. See, what makes it important is that you have your statement of purpose. You've written it, so the school have read it, and they say, okay, you said you are this, you said you are that, right? They've heard what you are from you, but they would like to know this thing from another person's perspective. Okay, let me say in my statement of purpose, I wrote, oh, I'm so smart. I've always been the best student. I've been getting A right from when I was in nursery school. They've read this thing, that's what I said. But they would like to know what other people think about me. So when they ask you for letter of recommendation, they want to know, okay, you've been taught by this professor, this lecturer. What does this lecturer think about you? Does this lecturer, does he or she think that you are smart? Do they think that you are capable of doing a master's? Do they think that you are capable of working in a team if you are doing a PhD and you are supposed to do a collaborative work? So these schools, they want to be able to look at you from another person's perspective. That's why they're asking you for letter of recommendation. So now for you to get a good letter of recommendation, don't just go to anybody. Maybe because excuse me, maybe because this person is one of the top professors or top lecturers in your school, that does not mean you should go and meet the person to write letter recommendation to for you. You need to meet someone that you know the person can write something really nice about you. Now there's something called generic letter of recommendation. Why there's something called a really good letter of recommendation. So if you're just joining me and this is the first time you're hearing this noise, I'm really sorry. I apologize. I'm working in the lab, so after every 20 minutes, there's a change of valve, so this noise will come up, but it will soon go off. But I'm sure you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please tell me in the comment section that you can hear me so that I'll continue talking. If you can't hear me, just let me know so that I'll wait for this sound to stop. Please, someone say something in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I will wait a little bit because no one is saying anything, so I'm not sure you guys can hear me. Okay, I'll just talk. So when there's something called generic letter of recommendation. Say for instance, now I'm a professor, I'm a lecturer, and every now and then students will come to me and ask for letter recommendation. I can just decide to one day sit down, excuse me, I can just decide to one day sit down and write a letter of recommendation. So if John comes to me and say he needs letter of recommendation, I'll just carry that one that I've written before and change it and put John's name and submit, right? Mary comes to me and says she needs letter of recommendation. I'll carry the same letter of recommendation, put Mary's name and submit. That's what is called generic letter of recommendation. But for a good letter of recommendation, the person you met will actually sit down and write something that is personal. Write something that is about you. Okay, let's say that your name is John and you ask your professor for letter of recommendation. And this professor happened to be someone that you've taken his course before. And in that course you did very well, right? This person can actually sit down and talk about John. Oh, John is a very smart student. When he was in his third year, I taught him this course in computer science, and his resilience when giving assignments or when doing this really showed that he really likes to learn. And even though he was not really a good student, but he kept on improving himself, stuff like that. That's what's going to make the person reading your letter recommendation to be like, okay, this student is a resilient person. This student is someone that loves to learn, that wants to learn, and stuff like that. And you will stand a chance of being admitted. So my point is, when you're asking for letter of recommendation, don't just go to people that have big names. Go to people that can actually sit down and write good things about you. For me, when I was in school, um, because of the kind of things I hear about lecturers in my home country, when I was in school, I wasn't really friends with lecturers. I tried my best to stay away from lecturers. So the lecturers that I was close to were just like not really close in terms of personal closeness, but just normal student closeness. Was with my project supervisor, and I think there was one other one other lecturer that just got to know my name, and sometimes he would just call my name in the office in the class or something like that. So when it was now but somehow my lecturers knew me because of my grades. I was blessed to have graduated with a first class in my department, so because of that, almost let me not say almost all, but the lecturers, they knew me, but I didn't have a personal relationship with them. So when it was time for me to write to get letter of recommendation, I thought to myself, who is the person that I know my lecturers know me by name because I mean I had a first class, right? But who is this person that if I go to, they'll be willing to write something good about me? And I remembered, okay, my project supervisor, that one, me and him, we were cool. We would sit down to talk about my project and stuff. So yeah, he should be able to do something good. I met him. And I remember, okay, this other professor, this other lecturer that when he comes to class, he wants someone to close the door. He will tell me, Angie, go close the door. When he wants to, yeah, maybe there's a possibility that he actually likes me and he can write something good. So those kind of people that I know that somehow there's a personal relationship, and I know that they'll be willing to sit down and write a good recommendation with. I use them, and I want to believe they wrote something good. That's how I was able to get the admission. So don't just meet anybody to write letter of recommendation, but you meet someone that you have, even if you don't have like a close personal relationship, but you meet someone that you know that they can actually say something nice about you because you want them to say something nice about you, right? You want them to say something nice about you, so the schools will look at it and be like, okay, this person is really good, let's admit him or her. So there's another question that I'm going to talk about letter recommendation. When I made the video on how to get full scholarship in the US, someone asked me that question. He said he left school for a very long time ago and he's no longer close. He's not close to any of his professors, any of his lecturers, that now he needs to apply abroad. How will he get letter of recommendation? So we talked about this a bit in the video on how to study in Germany for free. So even if you don't want to study in Germany, I would still advise you to go watch that video, because there are some things that advice that the person I featured he gave that would be helpful to you, even if you apply to others too. Excuse me, guys. There are some advice that he gave that will be helpful to you, even if you apply to other schools. So if you're in a situation where you graduated a long time ago, so because of that, you don't have any lecturer, or maybe the lecturers you even had, they've already left that school or they've retired or stuff like that. You can still get letter recommendation from where you're working. So let's say you're working in a place that is research related or education related, like what the guy said in that video. Let's say you're doing you're working um in a research institute. Even if you're not working, you can even apply and go and do internship, even if it's free in that place. When you're doing that, you can actually talk to the person that is your supervisor and let them write letter of recommendation for you. That is accepted. And then if that is not also the case, you can still contact the professors in your school. But in that situation, you would have to tell them about you. First of all, you have to find out if they'll be willing to write for you. If they said yes, then it's now left for you to tell them, okay, when I was in school, I took this course. This is how I performed. After school, I started working in this place. This is what I've been able to do. This is what my passion is. Just give them enough information to be able to write something good about you. I'm talking about in a case where you've left school for a long time and you're not doing internship or you're not working in any research or academic related. You don't have all that option. You can still like um talk to these people and tell them good things about you. Tell them the things you not go and lie. So some people can lie. I'm not saying you should go and lie. You just tell them things you've been doing, things you did while you were in school. Just you're trying to give them enough information to be able to write something good about you. So yeah, I think that's it about statement of purpose. And then let's talk about GRE, preparing for GRE. I know that now because of COVID, a lot of schools are waiving GRE. So let's assume that your school, the school you want to apply to, they are not waiving GRE. So how do you prepare for your GRE? Now, people think that GRE is just an exam. You just carry the book and you read and you cram it and you go and write. That's a lie. My friend once referred to GRE as the devil's exam. Because even before I started preparing for GRE, I thought it's one of those quantitative and verbal reasoning exams that you just, it's not something you just read and go through the question and answer and you'll be fine. And maybe if you go to exam set, they might even um, repeat questions. It's a lie. GRE is an exam that tests your IQ. No, is it IQ now? It actually tests your, there's a word for it. I've forgotten. So in the way GRE works is that GRE is in different sections. Let's say you're doing the quant part and you do the first section and you perform really well, or even if it's not really well, but based on how you perform, will determine the next how hard or how easy the next question, the next section is going to be. So even if we are 10 in that whole writing GRE, we are not going to get the same question. None of us is getting the same question. And also the let's say I write the first section of um my quantitative part of GRE based on how I perform. Yeah, it's called adaptive test. Yes, that's what I was reading. It's called adaptive test. GRE is an adaptive test. So based on how you perform in the first section, the computer will be able to tell the way you're how you're able to adapt to the hardness, the difficulty of the exam. So that will determine the level of difficulty the second session you're going to get is. So when you are preparing for JAL, you really want to prepare wholly. By wholly, I mean you need to take your time. I always advise people to take at least 3 months consistently to prepare for GRE. Don't do crash work so you don't end up writing and writing. Take at least 3 months. It can be more than 3 months. So if you want to apply to get admission in the US this semester, not this semester, this year, admission starts like application starts like maybe in September, August, October. So just start now to start preparing for your GRE. And then when you're preparing, don't use one material. There are a lot of material. I don't know if people need this information, but based on the response I'll get from this video, I'll know if I need to make a video or provide more information about this. I also advise that you use a lot of materials to prepare. And after preparing, don't feel like it's now okay. Oh, you're smart enough, you're good enough, you've learned all the topics. So anything they bring for you, you will smash it. That's a lie. You need to practice. When I say practice, GRE takes 4 hours to write. Like there's the test is 4 hours duration. So you need to practice by because your brain can get tired. I mean, within these 4 hours, they'll give you 10 minutes break. Yeah. But your brain can get tired within 4 hours. Imagine having to write exam that you think constructively, you solve, you have to think English for 4 hours straight. You might get tired and you'll not be able to perform well. So for you to be able to train your brain to be able to withstand that 4 hours, I would advise you practice. And how do you practice? You've read all the topics in GRE. Now look for GRE practice questions. There are GRE practice questions. When you register for GRE, I think they'll give you like two practice questions. And also there are also like some some companies like Kaplan, Manhattan, all those GRE companies that also provide practice questions. So you need to you need to practice. And how do you practice? You sit down for 4 hours straight and act as if you are writing GRE in a test hall, in an official test hall. So you sit down for 4 hours straight and write this exam. If you get tired and you could not finish it that day, it's okay. Leave it. Another day, come and try it again. If you sit down for that 4 hours, first of all, you'll be able to begin to train your brain to be able to sit down for 4 hours straight and write the exam. And also after writing, you grade yourself, and from how you perform, you know where you're lacking. Oh, maybe you're lacking in quantitative part, or maybe you're lacking in the verbal part. That means you need to go back and do more work, and now you can now go and do that. So you need to practice. And also when you're doing this practice test, don't do it once. Do it like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times as much as you can, because the more you do it, the better you get and the more trained your brain gets in order to be able to. I don't know if you guys can still see me. The sun is messing up. Okay, so the more you practice, the more you'll be able to train yourself and improve yourself, and you stand a high chance of improving your test scores. I just said, oh, Sim, yeah, Sim, I'll get back to you. I've been really occupied. As you can see, I'm having a wonderful Easter in my lap. Yay! Not really. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's how to prepare for GRE, and also prepare with people. Have someone that you can talk about GRE with. There are some GRE group chats that I know of where you see like-minded people that are also doing the same thing as you, because there's something about being by yourself and also having people that are doing what you're doing. It actually helps. When I was preparing for my application, I think I was in service then. I had two friends that were serving in the same state where I was, and they were also doing the same thing. So we're all busy, but what we were used to maybe once in a week or once in 2 weeks, we will all come together and ask, try to solve GRE questions. And then when you solve and you feel the other person gets it right, that person helps you to like explain. And when you hear how the person is explaining, you might actually get a new idea on how to approach that question. And that will really help you. So have someone, even if it's not the person is not physical, even if it's a group chat. I know of group chats that for people that are studying preparing for GRE, have a group chat where you can share ideas. It will help you. Yeah. So Sim, thank you for joining. Initially, I was talking about how to write a good statement of purpose. So maybe when this after this live video, you can watch it again and get some ideas on how to write a very good statement of purpose. It's not something that is easy. It's not something you can just write once and you get it right. I talked about how you should take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Write it. When you write, review it again. You sleep on it. When you wake up the next day and read what you wrote, you realize, oh, this part doesn't make sense. Oh, I made a mistake. This part, I made a mistake. That part. So take your time to write your statement of purpose. I also talked about how you should give it to people, not just one person, a lot of people to review, because when they review it, to come back with a lot of corrections, how you should be open minded to accept these corrections and work on it. When you keep improving, just that's why you need to take your time to write your statements of people. Don't be in a hurry, because you want to read, you say read. you want to write something that is going to make you stand out, because whatever you're applying for, whether it's a school or is for a particular scholarship, there are thousands of people all over the world that are also applying for the same thing. So you want to make yourself look really, really special. Someone is, let me see if this is related. Someone said, should please take off my mask. Okay, sorry, I know I'm alone in the lab, but I don't know why I still have my mask on. Okay, so if you, what was I saying now? I was talking about a statement of purpose. Yeah. So you need to give it to people to review it for you. And when they review, be open minded to accept the review and keep correcting, keep correcting, keep correcting. You realize that at the end of the day, when you read the final product of your SOP and then you read the first one you wrote, the very first job you wrote, you'll be like, what was I thinking when I wrote that? You see that it got a lot better. So you need to really take your time to write your statement of purpose. Please, if you are watching this video and you just joined, please give me a like. Just put a thumbs up, like this video, drop a comment, even if it's hi, just say something on this video. Let me know that I'm not talking to myself. And thank you so much, guys, for joining my live. This is my very first live video, and I am in the lab, and I just felt I should come in and say something that's going to help someone, because like I keep saying, my aim of starting this YouTube channel is to really help people. I honestly don't have time to be a YouTuber, to be creating content for YouTube, because as you guys know, I am in school and it's a lot of work. It's really, really stressful, but I also like to help people. And one of the ways that I can help people is by having this channel where I provide this information for people. So that's why I try to create time to make this YouTube video. It's funny because the YouTube video, the next video I have about how to study abroad for free, I'm going to post that video. I made that video. I had, it's, I feature people that already study in different countries. I have this video that's coming up. The person that I featured, because of the time zone, I mean, we have different time zones. Because of the time zone difference, we had to make that video 10 a.m. my time on a Saturday morning. And since I'm always busy throughout the week, on Saturday mornings, I try to sleep in for long, and then wake up just to recover my strength that I've used up during the week. But because I want to help, because I want to share this information with people, and the time that was convenient for him was 8 a.m. on Saturday, I had to wake up really early yesterday morning to be able to get ready and be able to attend, be able to do the video with him. And so that's the things I have to do. That's how I have to create time in order to be able to make this video for you all, because I just want to help. So you guys should also help me by liking my videos when I post them, watching my videos when I post them, sharing it, subscribing, telling your friends, your family, people, your neighbors to subscribe, because it's really encouraging when you do something and it gets to a lot of people. I don't know if I should change because the sun is okay. Let me put. Oh, yeah, it's actually right. Okay, let's do this. So it's um it's really encouraging. Oops. Okay. It's really encouraging when you do something and a lot of people are actually engaging and watching it. It makes you want to do more. It makes you want to do more. So, guys, please, when I post videos, you guys should like my video, comment on my video. I feel like the sun is still disturbing me. What should I do? Maybe we have to come back to this position. No? Okay, I'll just keep it here. So you guys should please keep watching my videos, keep sharing it. Now this place is, sorry guys, I'm just the sun is coming. I'm just trying to get. I think we have to do with this. All right. So you guys should keep watching my videos, keep sharing. Now that you're on this live, please give me a thumbs up on this live. Let me know you like it and you're getting what I'm saying. Drop a comment. So we are talking about how to study abroad for free. Someone is sending me how to study abroad for free, and we've talked about the things that you the things please, the things that you need to do, the things that how to go about it. So at this point, I'd like to ask, do you guys have any question? Like, are you current? What stage are you in right now? Are you currently applying to school? Have you already applied? Are you interested? What stage? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, and I will address it. Let me hear from you. If you know you're watching me, just tell me, what stage are you in right now? Are you applying to school? Are you still thinking of applying? Are you currently in school? Have you gotten admission and you're applying for visa? Have you gone for your visa interview? Or maybe you're not even interested about studying abroad, but you're just watching. Whichever is your current situation, I want to hear from you all. Say something in the comment section and also like this video. So I've talked about a lot of things, and I'm actually excited about the next video I'm going to post on how to study abroad. Because the video is about a country that I never even thought about. Like, this country never even came to my mind. I know I have like a list of countries that I want to share with you guys on how to study there for free, but this particular country never came to my mind until someone miraculously contacted me on LinkedIn. I was like, hey, commented on my LinkedIn. I was like, I can do this video with you if you want. I'm like, whoa, there's actually someone studying that country and it's for free. And the amazing part is that the package this person got is really good. Imagine a scholarship that gives you free tuition. It gives you it pays for your accommodation, it pays you monthly stipend, and even pays for your flight ticket to travel from your home country to that country. Man, this package is really awesome, and that's the video I have coming up next. I really cannot wait for you guys to watch that video. Trust me, you're really going to like it. So make sure to turn on your notification. Notification is that bell that is close to subscribe. Make sure you turn it on. So once you turn it on, if I post a video, you will get it. um if I post a video, you will get it immediately. You'll be notified immediately and you come and watch it. So someone commented, I am trying to apply. That's really good. Keep going. Trust me. Still said I'm trying to apply. I will tell you, keep going. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, it's going to worth it. I know it's stressful. I know applying, having to write all that statement of purpose, all that stuff. It's not easy. It's really stressful, but keep going. You trust me, you're not going to regret. It's going to be worth it at the end. Just no matter how stressful it is, just keep doing it. And please don't apply to only one school. Please, I beg you, don't apply to only one school. If you joined this video earlier, I've talked about how to apply to school, different schools. Don't apply to only one school, no matter how good you think the school is, or how good you think you are, or how qualified you think you are. Don't apply to only one school. Apply to many schools. Apply to, I talked about applying to top schools and lower schools that I refer to as safe schools. Please, if I post this video and you can actually go back and watch it from the beginning, so that you will get the tips that I shared from the very beginning on how to apply to these schools. So yeah, keep going, keep applying, keep doing whatever it takes. It's gonna take you some sleepless nights, some stress. Keep doing it. It will definitely pay off. Nothing good comes easy. So if you're really going to get this thing, you need to put in the work, because it's also a way of showing the school that you are qualified. Because graduate school is not easy. Doing a master's is not easy. Doing PhD is not easy. Trust me. I've never like shared my personal story, but maybe one day I will share. I'll share my personal story about being in. Oh, this sun. Okay, let me see something. Nope, nope, it's not working. I don't want to show my computer. Okay, I think I'll just see like it. So maybe one day I'll share my personal story on how it is to actually be in Glasgow, because a lot of people, especially those that are at home, when they see your pictures and your videos, they'll think, oh, you're really enjoying yourself. No, there's nothing, you're not enjoying yourself. Today is Easter Sunday and I'm in the lab. Though I've explained why I'm here. It's not like I'm expected to be here though. If you go back and watch this video from the beginning, you will hear the reason I gave why I am in the lab now. So Glasgow is not easy. I know a lot of times that I cry. I know a lot of times that I miss my bed. I'll be walking like a zombie. Oh my God. Let me tell you guys about my first year studying abroad. My very first year. Okay. So in my home country, I'm Nigerian. So in Nigeria, in a semester, you can take 12 courses. You can take 10 courses and you still pass if you are that good. So when I came here and I was told I had to take only 4 classes, I was like, only 4? I will smash it now. It's very easy. I did know that here doing 4 courses is like doing 100 in Nigeria. Only 4 courses. It was so draining. From Monday to Sunday, I am on campus. I leave my house as early as after 7 to 8, and I'm coming back midnight around 12 or 1 a.m. And I am coming back, I'm working like a zombie because I'm thinking of my bed. I just want to go and lie down. And I lie down and I sleep the next morning and out again. Why? Because it's very stressful. Studying here is not easy, but a lot of people don't know that. When they see your pictures and your video, they think you're catching cruise. They think you're having fun. It's not easy because for every course you do, you have to write. You do homework every week. They give you homework every week. Every week you have homework for every course. And the homework I'm talking about is not homework that you just sit down and you do it with your textbook and use a lie. Those homework are types that you will sit down for days, you cannot still do it. That's why they have something they call office hour, where they have teaching assistants every week. 1 hour in a week, you can go to the teaching assistant to ask questions. You go to teaching assistant, you discuss with people, still homework is still difficult. So imagine you have, let's say you're taking 4 classes and you have homework from each of these classes every week. And aside the homework, you're also going to write exam, like 3 exam or 2 exam for each semester. Aside this exam, you're also going to do projects for each of the courses. So it's a lot of work. Seriously, my first semester was really bad. Like, it was so draining, it was so stressful. I hardly even sleep. Like, I hardly ever stay in my room. Like, I would literally be on campus till like 12 midnight, 1 a.m. And I'm coming back home. I'm walking like a zombie. I would almost want to fall down and sleep on the road. I'm not even joking. I'll be walking like a zombie until I get to my bed. I'll just fall on my bed and sleep. Who have time to even shower at night? Me that on a normal day, I will bathe at night. But then when you just want to sleep because you're exhausted, like you are tired, some days I'll just sit there and I'll start crying. Oh my god, it's so funny. Some days I'll just sit down and I'll start crying. What is doing me stress? But people don't know until you start. So when people talk about studying abroad, you think it's all rosy. Once you just travel to the US, you're going to enjoy yourself. That's a big fat lie. It's it's a lot of work. So that's why when they are picking people to give this admission, they want to see that you're actually capable. They want to see that they are not okay, guys. Actually, give me a minute. Let me quickly change. Okay. Let me wait. Let me wait a little longer to do that. They just want to see that you'll be able, you'll be capable, you'll be able. It's not someone that you will do it within 1 month and be like, nah, I'm not doing this thing again. So you have to really be someone that is self motivated and you really want to do this thing. That's how it's going to be for you. So studying abroad, it's not easy. Trust me, it's nothing. Of course, it's better because I maybe have to make a different video about that to talk about how it's better than studying your home country. But I'm just trying to say that it's not something that is easy. So if you decide to embark on this journey of studying abroad, you should be ready to. Oh, I hope you guys can see me. It's so dark. It's the sun. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Anyways, I'll manage like that. So you have to be really you have to be willing and ready to go through whatever it takes. So if you're still watching and you've not liked this video, please like the video. It's free, and drop me a comment. And if you've not subscribed, come on, click the subscription is free and you need to subscribe only once. Let me talk about this thing there. I noticed that some people, after subscribing, maybe when I post a new video and they watch the video and they like it, they'll go and subscribe again. When you subscribe again, when you click that subscription button, you end up unsubscribing. So you take out from the subscription instead of subscribing. So once you subscribe before, you don't need to subscribe again. And how do you know that you subscribe? When you look at that subscribe button and it's no longer red, it says subscribe and it's in like gray color, like ash, whatever gray color, you know you've subscribed. But if it's red, it means you've not subscribed. So please subscribe if you have not, and share this video with people. Let them drop a comment, drop me a like. If you're still watching and you've not liked, drop me a like. I've talked about a lot of stuff in this video. Yeah. So at this point, I would like to say, do you guys have any question for me? Something you would like me to address that? Oh my god, it's so dark. Something that you like me to address. Oh, this sound. Okay, what do I do? Somebody should help me. What do I do? So that. Okay, if there's, please, you guys should bear with the sun. I don't know what to do. Bear with the sun. Okay, if there's something you guys want me to talk about that I've not talked about, please let me know. If you're still watching and you have a question for me, because I'll soon be going off, my experiments will soon get to a point where I can leave it and go home. This is past 5 p.m. and I need to go home and do other stuff in my life. So if you guys have anything else you'd like me to talk about, I've talked about how to search, how to pick schools to apply to. I've talked about how to write statements of purpose. I've talked about how to get a good recommendation letter. I've talked about the full application process. I've talked about the videos that I have posted about studying abroad and the ones that I have coming up soon. So if you guys have any question like about how it is studying abroad, any personal experience you want me to talk about, please let me know. I've never done a live video. I think I should do this more often. The question is, if I do it, will you guys watch? I think I should do this more often where I share experience on how it is actually studying abroad. It's not easy at all because the system is completely different, but I mean, with time, it will get easier because you will get used to it. So yeah, is there anything else you guys would like me to talk about? Thank you for everyone that joined. I answered a couple of questions. Earlier, somebody was asking different questions about the US F1 visa, and I answered them. Maybe I might have to do another video about the US visa. But I know that this is the period that people are applying for their visa, those that already got admission to study this year. I know there's a period where they're applying for the visa. So maybe I'll still have to do another video. I already have a video in case you've not watched. I actually have two videos on the US F1 visa. I have a video on how to apply and that one on how to prepare for the interview, the questions they will ask you. Trust me, the questions I talked about are the questions they're going to ask you. They're not changing. Of course, I did not cover all, but like they're like the most common questions they will ask you. So I made that video try to help you to like prepare. And the nice thing about it is that yesterday I went out. Yeah, I went out and someone told me, she was like, "Oh, Jane, I watch your videos and I actually shared the US F1 visa video with someone who is going for it, and it was really helpful." Oh my god, that comment just made my day. I wish she's here so that she'll know that I'm grateful. That comment really made my day yesterday. It made me feel like, oh my god, I'm actually doing something. So if you watch this video from the beginning, I talked about how the reason why I post this video is because I want to help people. I want to provide information at your fingertips so you don't have to be searching so much, but just by coming to my channel, you'll be able to get vital information. So, but I would like you guys to at least let me know I'm doing something. If you watch my video, click like the video, comment on the video, just say something. That's how you support a YouTube video, by commenting, by liking, by sharing. These are the way immediately the video is posted, try to watch them, try to comment, try to like. Don't just watch and go. Like, comment. If you've not subscribed before, subscribe. That's how you encourage YouTubers, especially small YouTubers like me, because I'm very small. That's how you can encourage small YouTubers like me to keep going and keep doing more. And also, if there is anything you guys would like me to talk about, any video you'd like me to make, please let me know. I will definitely make that time and I'll make them. So what else can I talk about on how to apply? Um, yeah, and let me talk about being ready, like being resilient when you are applying, because there are a lot of you might even apply and you will not get it. That doesn't mean you should be discouraged. I know people that applied more than once, more than twice, maybe the third time before they eventually get it. So because you applied the first time and you did not get it, that does not mean that you are not capable. If you apply for an admission or a scholarship and you did not get it, that doesn't mean you are not good enough. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I think I'll wait 5 more minutes before I do this. That does not mean you are not good enough. It simply means that that was not your time. So you need to do it again. I'll share a personal experience about this. When Thank you so much, Tim. Seems say you're doing a lot, Jen. Well done. Thank you. I really appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. So, about applying again, I'm going to share a personal experience with you guys. When I was in high school, I went for the scholarship, and it was like different stages. If you are from my country, Nigeria, you will know about Slumberger science quiz competition then in high school. So I went for this scholarship. I did want to prepare when I went for the scholarship, and I somehow I passed the first round. I did very well in the first round, and because of that, I qualified for the second round. Which yeah, qualified for the second round, and then excuse me, and then I went for the second round, and I missed out. I didn't qualify to the final round just because of 1 point. Like, let's say the people that qualified got from 96 and above. I got 95. I cried so much that day. I was in high school. So because of that, that stuff messed up in my mind and made me feel like I'm not good enough. Like I'm not good enough to get all these scholarship and all those things. My airpod will soon go off. Okay, that made me feel like I was not good enough, so I gave up. And how did I give up? When I, oh, can you guys hear me? Oh, my battery, everything was soon go off. So I'm gonna end this live soon. My battery is low, 11%. I think I should stop here. I'll have to make another live some other time. I hope you guys join. But let me quickly address this question. It says, can I still get admission in four if I apply now, or is it too late? Not in four for US. No, 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 it's too late. It's too late because admissions are already done. People already getting admission now. So if you apply it now, you're going to get admission for next year for or next year spring. You can't get fall is in August, and right now admission usually starts like August, September, October, depending on the school, and usually it ends in Feb and January. It ends in December, January, March, depending on the school. So by now it's too late because it's too late now. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. It's too late to apply for admission for US for 2021, but you can apply for next year. So for this year, it's too late. I think, but that's not a problem because you actually use now to build yourself. Look at the things they want. If you have the criteria, if you don't have the criteria, let's say for instance your CGPA is not very strong, and you might think, okay, because of that they will not give me. What you do, use now since you can apply for this year, you have means you have to apply later this year and then get it next year. Use now to build yourself. Maybe use now to volunteer, get or maybe do some kind of job to get work experience.